Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning in again. As promised, I'm going to make a Sancocho De Costilla, a short rib soup. And here in a while I'm going to flash you the ingredients that you will need for the recipe. Now let me tell you something about the green plantain. The green plantain, although it may look like a banana, it is a variety of banana. In its green state, it does not peel like a banana. So what I have done, the peel tends to cling to the fruit. It is very tough, and there is a technique to peeling the plantain, and I'm going to demonstrate here for you real quick. Now the plantain, you want to gauge the thickness of the peel by holding it after cutting the ends. You can clearly see that the skin just goes so deep. Mark it with your index finger, and you will make an incision and run it all along the length and try to make thin strips. You do it again here, here, and so on. Now you have created small tracks. Now you begin to peel the plantain and see how easily it starts to peel. You can run your thumb along it and it just peels. And you're using a sideways motion rather than what would be considered the banana peel motion. And you just go against the grain. And since you made small strips, it will be easy to peel. They will come apart easier than if you try doing it without cutting these strips into it. And then you remove the next one. And the next one. There. And you have a perfectly peeled plantain. I'm going to show you how I cut it real quick. I'm going to get you a close-up. Okay, now that the plantain is peeled, I'm going to cut along this edge. It would be more difficult to cut it this way. So we're going to put a knife right through it, and it's just a straight cut. Now that you have both halves, this is where you will dictate the sizes of the portions of the plantain into the sancocho. I like to go with the small. And there it is. And we're going to put it all into a receptacle that we already have going on. Now the potato I'm just going to do in big leave it kind of big because they do tend to disintegrate somewhat. And that's a potato. We're going to take the corn on the cob and make it into these size bits. Apply pressure here. And there's your corn. Now, For the onion, I have pre-cut a whole bunch of it, but wanted to show you my technique using the onion's geometry, so to speak. You know that if I have a couple of slices here, I'm going to cut them like this. And once I cut them that way, I just go along the line. And using the geometry, really quickly, you have very nicely minced, diced onion. I'm going to do it again here. There you go. You don't have to be buying slap chop or these expensive utensils that we have nowadays. Okay, so we have the onion. We're going to put it aside. The cilantro. Now the cilantro, I like to use the stalks. The stalks of the cilantro contain the most flavor, and I do like to use them, and I cut them up first. Just like that, you have a whole mess of cilantro. And you want to use the stalks. The stalks release the most flavor. Into the stew once it is done. Okay, we're going to put that in a receptacle. And hold on to it. And the time comes, when the magic moment comes to add it to the sancocho. Okay. It is currently snowing in New York City, and what better weather for the Sancocho de Costilla. Okay, we're going to cover the beef in the pressure cooker so that it begins the cooking process. Lock it in. We're going to let the beef simmer here until the pressure cooker begins to hiss, and it will be a matter of 20 minutes during the hiss. The meanwhile, we have the water going for the greens, the viandas, and we have the rice going. Okay, now we have our rice going, we have our beef going in the pressure cooker, and we have the broth going all in a boiling state. Now to the water that we have had boiling with the broth, with the cubes, we're going to add all the greens that we cut up. Now while that cooks and this cooks, the rice is on its way, and we'll be ready for our next step. Now once the time has elapsed for the cooking process, we're going to take the beef off the heat and release the pressure from the pressure cooker. Get it and all the pressure dissipate. And then we'll be adding the beef and some of the broth into the big pot. Now once all the pressure has been released from the pressure cooker, we're going to bring the beef that we previously cooked and add it to the greens that we have had previously going on. Doesn't matter if it has the bone or doesn't have the bone. Later on you can take it off. you want to have some of that broth that was infused with all the beef juices, and add some of it in there. Cool. If it turned out to be a little bit, you can add it all. Right. Mix everything in there very well. Okay, here's where the magic moment begins to happen. We have the rice finished, and we have everything going on here. To this, we are going to add the Goya frozen mixed vegetables that we showed earlier. And the can of pigeon peas. And here go the pigeon peas. I'm going to mix it all up. Nice. This is where it's all starting to take shape. Alright. To that we're going to add 1 packet of the Sazon Goya, that you see here, shown in the ingredients. So we've added the beef to the greens and taken a little taste. You will gauge whether you need a little more flavor to it, and it does. So I'm going to add another cube of the broth, another cube of broth, and I'm also going to add another envelope of Sazon Goya without achote. Achote, this product comes with achote or without achote. Now achote is something that is more of a colorant, although it does have its flavor. It's more of a colorant. It's more something that is used to make the rice yellow. Okay, so we have the broth and everything going here pretty good. Now we've come to the end of the cooking process. And now at this stage we're going to turn the heat off. And to this we're going to add the onions. The heat that is already present from the cooking process will get the onions done and have them release their flavor into the Okay, now that we've come to the end of the cooking process, it's now time to serve it up. Now we're going to serve it with a side of rice. There it is. I'll get you a little closer. I hope you have enjoyed this segment of Boricua Cooking with James Diaz, and hope you tune in the next time, where I will bring you a cold salad made with conch. Very tropical dish, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Until next time, this is James Diaz, Boricua Cooking. Thank you for tuning in.